Some people count down to midnight, plan elaborate gatherings, post countdowns on social media weeks in advance. Others? They wake up on their special day, make their coffee, and go to work like nothing happened. No announcement, no cake, not even a whisper to themselves in the mirror. But why? What makes one person crave the spotlight while another actively avoids it? The answer isn't simple. It's woven into the fabric of who we are, how we were raised, and what we've come to believe about our own worth. And today, we're diving deep into this fascinating psychological landscape, because understanding this might just help you understand yourself in ways you never expected. Let me paint you a picture. There's a child, maybe 7 years old, eyes bright with anticipation. They've been counting down for weeks. They wake up expecting magic, but the house is quiet. Parents are busy, friends forget. The day passes like any other. Now, fast forward 20 years. That same person, now an adult, tells their co-workers, "Oh, I don't really do birthdays." But beneath those casual words lies something profound that psychologists call learned helplessness. When disappointment becomes predictable, the brain does something remarkable to protect us. It stops hoping. Dr. Martin Seligman, who pioneered research in this area, discovered that when we repeatedly experience situations where our actions don't lead to the outcomes we desire, we eventually stop trying altogether. It's not that these people don't want to celebrate. It's that wanting has become synonymous with hurting. So they shut down the wanting before it can begin. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Not everyone who treats their special days as ordinary is carrying hidden pain. Some have discovered something that positive psychology researchers like Dr. Carol Riff call psychological well-being, a state where your sense of worth doesn't depend on external validation. These individuals have learned what many of us struggle with our entire lives. They've learned that their value doesn't increase with applause and doesn't decrease with silence. Think about that for a moment. In a world where we're constantly measuring ourselves against others, where social media feeds us a steady diet of highlight reels, these people have quietly opted out of the performance. They're not bitter, they're not broken, they're just free. Free from the exhausting cycle of needing others to confirm what they already know about themselves. Dr. Edward Deci and Dr. Richard Ryan, who developed self-determination theory, would recognize this immediately. They discovered that humans have three basic psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. And here's the fascinating part. People who find genuine satisfaction in life often meet these needs internally, rather than seeking them from external sources. When you don't need a party to feel autonomous, when you don't need gifts to feel competent, when you don't need a crowd to feel connected, suddenly, every day becomes equally valuable. But let's talk about another group. The ones caught in what modern psychology calls time blindness. These aren't people who've made peace with solitude or found inner validation. They're simply overwhelmed. Dr. Russell Barkley, who spent decades studying attention and executive function, explains that when our cognitive load becomes too heavy, our brain starts dropping what it considers non-essential information. And sadly, in our productivity-obsessed culture, personal milestones often get categorized as non-essential. Picture this person. They're juggling work deadlines, family responsibilities, financial stress. Their special day arrives and they barely notice because they're drowning in the immediacy of everything else. It's not that they don't care. It's that caring requires emotional bandwidth they simply don't have. Their celebration isn't rejected. It's displaced by survival. Now here's something that might surprise you. The people who treat their own milestones as nothing special are often the very same people who go above and beyond for others. They remember every important date in your life. They're the first to send a thoughtful message, the first to organize surprises for everyone else. Psychologists call this the empathy paradox. Those who've experienced the sting of being overlooked develop an almost supernatural ability to ensure others never feel that same sting. Dr. Brené Brown's research on vulnerability offers us a window into this behavior. She found that people who struggle to receive care and celebration often excel at giving it. Why? Because giving allows them to experience connection without the terrifying vulnerability of receiving. When you're the one doing the celebrating, you're in control. When you're being celebrated, you're exposed. And for someone who's learned that exposure leads to disappointment, staying in the giving role feels safer. But there's an even deeper layer here that most people never consider. Carl Jung, one of psychology's most influential thinkers, talked about individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are, separate from societal expectations and external pressures. People who've reached a certain level of individuation often find that traditional markers of celebration feel hollow. Not because they're depressed or disconnected, but because they've transcended the need for external validation of their existence. These individuals have discovered what Viktor Frankl called meaning-making. Instead of waiting for one day a year to feel special, they've learned to find meaning in the everyday. They celebrate small victories, finishing a difficult book, having a meaningful conversation, watching a sunset. Their joy isn't concentrated into single moments, but distributed across their entire life experience. Consider what Dr. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi discovered about flow states. Those moments when we're so absorbed in what we're doing that time seems to disappear. People who regularly experience flow often report feeling less attached to specific celebrations because their entire life feels like a series of meaningful moments. Why wait for one day when every day offers opportunities for that same sense of aliveness? But let me share something that might resonate deeply. Even the most self-sufficient souls, the ones who genuinely seem content with their quiet celebrations or non-celebrations, carry within them a tender hope. It's not a desperate need, but a gentle wish that someone might see through their casual indifference and recognize the person beneath. Dr. John Bowlby's attachment theory tells us that no matter how independent we become, we never fully outgrow our need for secure connection. This creates what I call the recognition paradox. We want to be noticed without asking. We want to be celebrated without admitting we care. We build these fortresses of self-sufficiency, but we secretly hope someone will care enough to knock on the door anyway. And when someone does, when that unexpected message arrives, when someone remembers without being reminded, it touches something profound within us. The most fascinating aspect of all this, the way someone approaches their personal milestones, often mirrors how they approach life itself. Those who need grand celebrations might also need constant external validation in their careers, relationships, and daily choices. Those who prefer quiet reflection might also be the ones who find deep satisfaction in solitary pursuits, who measure success by internal rather than external metrics. Dr. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs becomes relevant here. He suggested that as we meet our basic needs, we move towards self-actualization, becoming the fullest expression of who we are. And interestingly, self-actualized individuals often care less about conventional celebrations and more about authentic experiences. They're not trying to prove anything to anyone, including themselves. But here's what we need to remember, and this is crucial. There's no right way to mark your existence. Whether you throw a party that rivals a royal wedding or spend the day in quiet contemplation, what matters is that it feels authentic to you. The problem only arises when there's a disconnect between what you truly want and what you're allowing yourself to have. Some people genuinely thrive on celebration. The excitement, the attention, the collective joy. It energizes them, fills their emotional tanks, and that's beautiful. Others find deep satisfaction in solitude, in quiet reflection, in the absence of fanfare, and that's equally beautiful. The key is knowing which one you are and having the courage to honor that truth, regardless of what society or social media tells you should matter. As we navigate this complex emotional landscape, perhaps the greatest gift we can give ourselves is permission. Permission to want what we want, whether that's fireworks or silence. Permission to change our minds, to want different things at different life stages. Permission to be complex, multifaceted beings who might want solitude one year and connection the next. Because at the end of the day, how we mark our personal milestones isn't really about the celebration itself. It's about our relationship with our own existence. It's about whether we believe we deserve to take up space, to be seen, to matter. And maybe, just maybe, understanding the psychology behind these choices can help us be gentler with ourselves and more understanding of others. So the next time someone tells you they don't celebrate their special days, don't assume they're sad or broken. They might have found a different kind of joy, one that doesn't require witnesses. And the next time someone goes all out for their celebration, don't assume they're attention-seeking or immature. They might simply be honoring their need for connection and shared joy. We're all just trying to figure out how to exist in this world, how to matter, how to find meaning in the brief time we have. And whether we do that with cake and confetti or coffee and contemplation, we're all seeking the same thing. To feel that our existence, however we choose to mark it, means something, even if that something is known only to us.